What's up, you filthy animals, and welcome back to the zoo. Zoowski here, and I've seen a lot of your guys' comments, and I've seen a lot of those comments requesting for a longer, more in-depth tutorial for the movement, and you're gonna get that here. So let's get right into it. I think I should start off with explaining to you guys, if you don't know already, every brawler has a different movement type, a different movement speed. If you ever are wondering how fast the brawler really is, you can take a look at the list I have here, or if you press on the brawler, you press over here on the right side of the screen, it's going to open up for you right here, health and their movement. Now, to start off the video, really important tips that you might not be utilizing or realizing is you want to stay perpendicular to your target. So we see this is our target. Obviously his target's not moving, but based on where they are, this is about roughly perpendicular to the direction that they would be firing in. Let's say they're from here and we're shooting at them from here, we're moving this way. All right, perpendicular. Always want to make sure it's as hard as possible to shoot. Or if you want to poke them, you're going to just barely stay in their range. So you're going to poke them from afar, right? These are the two important ways that you can stay out from taking too much damage and use movement to your advantage to win the fight. So either if we're trying to get up closer and we're dodging shots, it's a lot harder for them to hit base like this. And then when we're trying to just poke them down from a distance, we're able to do damage like this. Now, the next step is firing around corners. So you'll see just barely when my boom, you see that right there, right when my attack comes up, a lot of players, you'll see a lot of pros, they do jiggle peeks like this. You're able to do some damage and stay behind the wall blocking damage. So again, always make sure we jiggle peek. We're gonna aim at this target right here and just jiggle peek. And it's a lot harder for them to do damage to us. As you see, we fire our shots off and we're in cover. Fire our shots off and we're in cover. Now, with movement speed like this, it's a lot faster, a lot easier to be able to do this jiggle peek, which is why a lot of the faster brawlers are easier to do maneuvers with. But it's not to say that it's impossible to do with some of these slower brawlers. The next most important tip is understanding how much ammo the enemy team has and at what rate they recharge their shots at, right? Because when you know that someone has used all of their ammo like so here, I'm not going to get my shot back, and I get my shot back in intervals. So all that time that I'm not shooting, you know you don't have to worry about a shot coming out. Once you know that, from experience really, because it's harder whether you're playing the brawler or you're playing against them, you learn that just from experience. In between these shots, I cannot fire another shot if I wanted to because my ammo is depleted. So you'll see a lot of players, they fire as soon as they can. So you're able to use that to your advantage to really know, okay, I can close in the gap while they have no ammo. They'll close in the gap while they have no ammo. And then when you know they have it, then you start moving perpendicular to your target, like mentioned before. You don't ever want to be predictable. As you see when I move, I typically do not move slowly like this, unless it's in the beginning of a round and I'm trying to get to a certain area. Even then, so I move forward with a little bit of hesitation because you want to bait shots. So let's say I want to take this cubby right here where that bot is. So the way I would do it is I would slowly advance, fake some shots out, take some shots out, advance, take some shots out, and we'll slowly move into that area, right? This helps when you're trying to close in the gap on your target as they're too far out of range. When you add some long strafes as well, it tends to confuse your target because you walk in a long way, they think you're going to continue, and you just turn around. Being sure you're always jiggling this left stick is a really important thing. The longer you play this game, the more natural it feels, but just incorporate some of these jiggles in your gameplay and you will see people will be missing their shots. You do a little jiggle and then one way, a little jiggle the other way, a little jiggle one way, a little jiggle the same way, and you just always want to stay unpredictable. I'm going to go back into the gameplay and I'm going to show you here the crucial play where movement was key, where movement was everything. Movement to get our gems back here. Pushing up forward. I know I do not have a lot of health, but I have a gadget that lets me dodge all that damage. I pop my hypercharge a little faster, pop my super, get out of there, second gadget to get out of there, and that brings the gems back to our spawn. It's a very risky play because I do not have a lot of health, but I know if I leave those gems there, then it's over for us. I have back off of the Colt, dodge that, moving perpendicular to my target, just unable to finish me, and that's that. One more time for you guys so you guys can see. I do soak a little damage here. I don't allow myself to heal. Edgar gets a really good pick here on the Chester, trading with him. I'm able to heal up a little bit, take some damage, dodge it with my gadget, dodge, 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 and just barely get out of there. I know you guys are saying movement's a little easier when you're playing fast brawlers, but with the faster brawlers, you have to utilize that movement to be able to get the most out of your brawlers. I'll show you now how I'm going to play a slower brawler like 8-Bit. 8-Bit is very slow, one of the slowest in the game, but that does not mean he is bad at all. What he lacks in speed, he makes up in damage, and I'll show you right now in this gameplay live how you can do that. So here we have Edgar. I see the cart coming, so I want to back up. I definitely do not want to be stuck in front with an Edgar and a Sandy. So we have a thrower here as well. I'm going to just take a little safer route here, play around the cart, and just try to do some peeks here. See, he throws that. There's no way I could ever dodge that. I am 8-Bit. But here we come. We get one cleanup. We're playing the walls here. Jiggle peek. Jiggle peek. All right. Throw that back there. I am taking damage. Like I said, throwers are the biggest issue, which is why this is going to come out to be a good gameplay. And that's that. I'm going to drop back. I'm going to heal. And we go again. We go to jiggle peek. Using the cart to my advantage. Now it's a mic. And the mic is dead. All right. Same thing. We're using these walls. Edgar comes to push. And we get some good shots off on him. Like I said, what you lack in movement, you make up in damage. So just utilizing these corner walls, spraying everybody down. There's no issue whatsoever. They can't get to me. Oh, teammate goes down, which is why, again, I have to be the one who is cleaning everything up here. Edgar's gonna push, but I'm okay with that. There's nowhere he can go. I pinch him in, and we go again. Hopefully, Mr. P backs up here. And Mortis is able to get the cleanup, and that's that. As you saw, absolutely utilizing every wall I have just to be able to stay out of their range while keeping them in mine. And we dropped a nice 7-0. You saw the brawler there, absolutely using the gameplay here, using the map, everything I have to be able to stay out of sticky situations where I'm soaking too much damage. I did eat a couple supers, but there's nothing you can really do about that when you're playing a very slow brawler, right? Mike just has that over the wall attack. The same with other throwers like Tick. Juju right now is really strong, so you just want to be really careful. She does have a gadget here that allows you to get past everything. So boom, boom, we get a nice 2-tap on them. Finish one off with the super, and then one with another ammo. These brawlers here, Brock does have a very slow projectile range. Me knowing that, as well as knowing how to dodge the curveball, is two of the key components here to the movement that I will be utilizing in this match. So Spike does not know I'm here. Get a nice easy 2-tap and then finish with the super. Mortis, I know he has to dive me, and Mortis's biggest weakness is walls. You see I'm going one way and the other. I see he has a super, so I bait the super here by pretending I'm going down, and instantly I see him fire the super, go all the way in the opposite direction. So you see, it's very hard for them to attack here. I know curveball, I know the rockets, and we're just doing dodges, maneuvering. I do get hit by the truck here. I pop the gadget so I don't take any more damage and die. I get a nice pick, and I don't get the cleanup, but I do clean up the Brock, which is enough for my team to then get the gems, come all the way back, and we finish that game off. And now with Eve, when Eve shoots, she's kind of shoots like Colt, where her 3 attacks will just follow that same line. So once I know where the first bullet's going, the rest are following. Here I'm trying to just pressure this Ems. I do see the Daryl coming, trying to get out the way, using walls as part of my movement technique. I see he just pushes me, unable to do anything. Pick off the Eve, leaves my teammates to a 2v2. And now again, look, Eve tries to push me again. There isn't really much movement being used here other than the walls. I'm using the walls to my advantage, get a nice pull there by the Gene, we clean up, and this game is over. Dodging a lot of damage by them not being able to auto aim me down by staying active and perpendicular to the target. So them trying to auto aim me and staying perpendicular to the target, it makes it a lot harder for those auto aims to really connect. On top of that, if they're manually aiming, it's a lot harder for them to hit you because now they have to guess where you're going, and when you're jiggling left and right, staying just out of their range, the game will be so much easier for you guys. You'll be able to stay alive so much more often and just be able to carry games, carry your teams, because when you die in this game, you are just not able to do any damage. You're stuck in the respawn timer. Movement is key. Movement is the biggest thing. Go back over, look at how I move the left joystick, how I jiggle. You'll see a lot of the players in the lower trophies, they tend to move very predictably. Either they jiggle, move one way, jiggle, move the other, and they just keep switching. You kind of want to make it a flow of state where like you're not consciously thinking about where you're moving, but you know you have to incorporate fakes. You're constantly faking your opponent out, keeping them guessing at where you're going, and that should secure you guys the game. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I've seen all the comments below. I reply to all your guys' comments below, and I'm going to start incorporating you guys in your comments in the videos. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are the greatest family. Make sure you don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.